Sports injuries have long been viewed through a mechanical lens: strains, sprains, and wear and tear damage needing rest, ice, rehab, or surgery. But a new layer of complexity is emerging from the biology of aging: cellular senescence. As our understanding of injury and recovery deepens, scientists are beginning to explore whether senescent cells, those damaged but non-dividing cells that accumulate with age and stress, may not only slow healing but actually drive chronic inflammation and poor tissue regeneration after injury. And this opens a provocative possibility. Could senolytic therapies, designed to clear senescent cells, help athletes and active adults recover faster and more fully from sports injuries? At its core, cellular senescence is a protective mechanism. Cells that suffer too much DNA damage, oxidative stress, or biomechanical strain can enter a state of permanent arrest. They stop dividing to avoid passing on mutations, a kind of biological safety valve. But these cells don't quietly disappear. Instead, they persist and begin secreting a toxic brew of inflammatory molecules, matrix-degrading enzymes, and tissue remodeling signals, collectively known as the senescence-associated secretory phenotype, SESP. This SESP environment can degrade nearby healthy tissue, attract immune cells, and prolong inflammation. In small amounts and for short durations, this response helps with healing. But when senescent cells linger, especially in aging tissues or those repeatedly stressed by overuse, the result is often chronic inflammation, fibrosis, and poor regeneration. This dynamic is particularly relevant in tendons, ligaments, cartilage, and muscle, tissues commonly injured in sports and physical activity. All of these structures are subject to repetitive loading, microtrauma, and stress-induced senescence. In younger bodies, senescent cells are quickly cleared and replaced. But in aging or metabolically stressed individuals, think of master athletes, weekend warriors, or even professional competitors with long histories of overtraining, senescent cells can accumulate, creating a slow burn of chronic inflammation that interferes with full recovery. In muscle, for instance, research shows that aging impairs the activity of satellite cells, the stem-like cells responsible for muscle repair. One major culprit? Senescent cells in the muscle niche that emit inflammatory signals and reduce the regenerative environment. In mouse models, clearing these senescent cells restores satellite cell function and enhances muscle repair, even in old age. Similarly, in cartilage and tendons, senescence can impair matrix remodeling, limit collagen repair, and contribute to persistent pain or tendinopathy. This is where senolytics enter the picture. These drugs, designed to selectively eliminate senescent cells, have shown promise in preclinical studies for rejuvenating aged tissues and improving outcomes after injury. In models of musculoskeletal injury, senolytic treatment reduced fibrosis, improved tissue architecture, and accelerated return to function. For example, studies on Physidin, a natural senolytic compound found in strawberries, demonstrated improved healing of aged skeletal muscle and reduction in systemic inflammation when administered post-injury. Other senolytics, like navitoclax or UBX0101, have been tested in joint injury models with similar findings: less synovial inflammation, improved cartilage integrity, and reduced pain. So, how might this translate to athletes or physically active older adults? Imagine a future where, after a tendon tear or a severe bout of delayed-onset muscle soreness, a short course of senolytic therapy is used to reset the tissue environment, clearing out senescent cells, calming the inflammatory storm, and allowing the body's natural repair mechanisms to take over. Unlike corticosteroids, which blunt inflammation indiscriminately and can impair healing long-term, senolytics offer a more targeted approach. Eliminate only the dysfunctional cells that are disrupting recovery, while sparing healthy regenerative processes. Importantly, this strategy may also help address overuse injuries and chronic conditions like tendinopathies or osteoarthritis, common among endurance athletes, dancers, and high-performance aging individuals. These injuries often occur without a single traumatic event, instead reflecting cumulative tissue degradation and poor recovery dynamics. Senolytics might not only treat the injury but also improve baseline tissue health, increasing resilience against future damage. Of course, real-world application requires caution. Most human trials of senolytics so far have focused on diseases of aging, pulmonary fibrosis, diabetic kidney disease, Alzheimer's, not athletic recovery. While the early safety data, especially for natural compounds like Physidin, is encouraging. Athletes represent a unique population, highly variable in metabolic stress, immune response, and training load. The effects of senolytics on performance, muscle hypertrophy, or tissue remodeling in these individuals remain largely unstudied. There's also the issue of timing. Since senescent cells can play beneficial roles in the early stages of wound healing, using senolytics too soon after injury might actually impair recovery. The optimal window may be during later stage healing, when lingering senescent cells start tipping the balance toward chronic inflammation. Precision in timing, dosing, and delivery will be key to avoiding unintended side effects. Yet the upside is significant. Senolytics could help reduce downtime, limit scar tissue formation, preserve tissue elasticity, and shorten rehabilitation, especially for older adults who face longer recovery times and often never regain full function. When combined with physical therapy, regenerative modalities like PRP or stem cells, and anti-inflammatory nutrition, senolytics could become part of a multi-pronged recovery strategy, not only treating injury, but enhancing the body's ability to heal and thrive under physical stress. In conclusion, while clinical evidence is still emerging, the theoretical framework is strong. Cellular senescence is a hidden driver of poor recovery, and senolytics may offer a way to reverse that pattern. For athletes and active adults seeking faster, cleaner, and more complete recovery from injuries, senolytic therapy may soon move from the fringes of aging research into the mainstream of sports medicine. It won't replace good training, smart recovery, or biomechanical care, but it might just give the aging athlete a new tool for staying strong, mobile, and pain-free well into later life.